Welcome, everybody. My name is Michael, and today we have huge news. The CFPB has announced that overdrafts for banks and credit unions will be at a maximum cap of $5 per charge. That's crazy. So Huntington, I've been with a lot of banks because I'm going for these bank bonuses. And if you are new to my channel, I have discussed this earlier. I'm telling you right now, no matter who you are, no matter how much money you make, no matter what your job is and how often you get paid, you have to have at least a couple more bank accounts and at least keep them open for 6 months. Swap between the accounts, no matter what your job is, no matter how much you get paid. Everyone deserves hundreds of dollars in bank bonuses. Churn and burn them, my friends, because this year, I wasn't even going as hard. Honestly, I need to create a new bank account right now so I can get a good head start into January. But every single month, I'm getting $50 in a nice little bonus from BMO. So all together over the course of a year, it's going to add up to $600 from Huntington, from Fifth Third. Huntington was $400. Fifth Third was $450, I believe, or $400. I had, let's see, I have Associated Bank. I have a couple others. All together, this year, we're approaching $2,000 extra in bank bonuses that I got. Now, the bad stuff. If I didn't do that, I would be negative hundreds of dollars with my relationship with banks because Chase is charging me a monthly fee. Some banks are charging me monthly fees. I'm closing them, whatnot. Chase, I'm not too happy with because I used to have a free account, student account. I am still a student. They closed it when I was in Europe without letting me know. After 3 months of no use, I was planning to put some money in there, but it's a little tough when you're, a couple thousand miles away and there is no Chase in Poland and you get fees for international transactions and all this. Even when you're trying to deposit, it just didn't make any sense. And a couple months later, I was back in America, and the next time I had a Chase account with them, they actually started charging me $12. Now, there's ways around that, but some months, unfortunately, I got hit with that. The main thing is overdrafts. I lost hundreds this year, and I couldn't get these overdrafts refunded from PNC, from Chase. I did get a couple from like Fifth Third, and what was that recently? Citibank, and there's just a bunch of other banks that I've been with where overdrafts suck, and especially when it's $36 or $32. And generally, over these past couple of years, banks have decreased it. Huntington's at $50. Bank of America, I think, is at $10. There's some credit unions that have eliminated it completely. Chase and a couple others, Huntington, a couple others have introduced $50 if you overdraw by less than $50. You're not going to get hit. If you overdraw a single transaction like $5, you're not going to get hit. There's a lot of nuance to this that didn't exist before, and it's getting generally better, but it still sucks because they reorganize transactions. And just because you make a transaction with your debit card doesn't mean that the money's actually going to leave your account the same day. They basically have like a checks and balances system where they're checking everything. Think of the little AI as an accountant that's comparing everything, and they may reorganize during a non-business day. So suddenly you had money, you didn't realize because a tip didn't go through. You're just looking at your bank balance. Oh, okay, I forgot about this $2 tip that I left. And, you went to Dunkin' Donuts and you had a $1.75 transaction for one donut. And then the next day comes Monday, they reorganized it and suddenly, whoa, I'm negative. And I'm going to get an overdraft charge if it's with a bank that doesn't have this. Hey, negative $50 or less, you don't get an overdraft charge because there's plenty that still have normal $36 fees. You overdraw by 10 cents, boom, you're going to get hit after 24 hours or even maybe the same day, right? So they reorganize it because you didn't realize, there's some more transactions coming in because they're slow, like Wintrust. I've had Wintrust. My wife has had Wintrust. They're not great because they take forever for transactions to post, and they're stuck in this pending process. You don't know if you have like 20, 30 different transactions because you went to Starbucks here $5, and then you bought $40 trinket from eBay, and then you paid your rent, and then you did a Zelle transaction, and then you have to pay for gas, and then you charged your car, and then you went to, Walgreens and Walmart, you did groceries, and I had to pay the doctor now and the dentist, and before you know it, in a matter of a couple days, since everything's pending, you kind of lost, and they reorganize it, and they can hit you multiple times with these overdrafts. So suddenly, instead of losing $36, I've had this happen where I lose $100 basically in a single day, and I was overdrawn by a couple bucks with some of these banks. The craziest one was with PNC. where they usually, this one company, I forgot what it was, whatever, I knew I had a transaction coming, and they charged me, it was like a $12 transaction or something. They charged me a couple hours early. Usually, I remember it because it was on a Thursday. It was on a Thursday night. I got charged. I checked. On Saturday, it was too late because I thought, okay, I'm going to get charged Friday. Then we have the weekend. Then Monday, I'm going to be able to put in my money and we're good, right? Wrong. On Saturday, I already had an overdraft charge because a couple hours early, for whatever reason, it's never happened except this one time. Boom, I lost money and I called them to try and get a refund. I wasn't able to get it refunded just due to the fact that I already had too many refunds. And usually most of these banks, such as Chase, cap you at 3 overdraft charges in a matter of a year. It used to be 6. Well, now it's down to 3. And then you have 60 days to claim the charge. Otherwise, you lose out on it. So I had in November a couple charges, 2 or maybe even 3, that by January 1st, I'm calling them because the calendar year resets. I'm trying to get that money back. And again, this was when I even had money, because there was earlier in the year I didn't have money and I needed to pay for food. I needed to pay for gas. I didn't have enough gas to get to work. Oh no, I need to pay my rent. I was living negative to negative, paycheck to paycheck. I went through bankruptcy. The overdrafts were, the fees suck, but there were situations where I had to overdraft my account because I wouldn't be able to pay for stuff. I would get hit with fees either way. I'd get a late rent charge. I'd get a late payment charge for a credit card or something, right? And it just got too crazy. That's why I did bankruptcy. Now my credit's going up. Now we're getting better. I had a good month in sales, but I'm in sales. You have good months, bad months, good months, bad months. And then it's not like you get paid every week, right? So, and the payments change. You may have your rent due on the same day, but if you get paid bi-weekly or every 2 weeks, or, there's certain transactions, like I am a W-2 employee, but I'm also a 1099 contractor for the company I work for, and the 1099 paychecks come in randomly, and they might be delayed sometimes, even a week, 2, 3, and you have a payment due, and that's where overdraft comes in. And there's been situations, plenty of situations that I read the rules, I knew how it worked, and still sometimes I forgot about a transaction, and due to a $2 charge, you lose $50. So again, I'm so happy with this. The $5 overdraft, there's plenty of people who say, oh, I always turn that off. I've never used it. It's fine, whatever. That's fine. But many Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, and these things are important. And I hate that this is billions and billions of dollars. It was reported like over almost $5.5 billion in America per year from overdraft charges from all these companies that are already filthy rich. They're billions and billions per month. They're okay paying hundreds of millions of dollars in fees. One company, and this is 100 different companies, credit unions and banks, and these guys have a ton of money, and they're making money off of poor Americans. Just try to make a living, just try to pay for food and gas and all this stuff, and it sucks. And that's why I'm very happy that the CFPB is coming out and saying, hey, $5 maximum cap. Now, with the new administration coming in, there may be some changes to that. There may be repeals. The banking system's lobbying against it. It's not like it's going to, I don't know if it's active right now. I don't think so. I'm assuming it's not. I think it was approved, but there's an appeal going on and whatnot. It always takes a long time for laws to go into action. However, this can generally scare certain banks to lower their fees automatically in preparation for this, or to be more competitive in the environment, and that's what I'm happy about. You can change your banks, you can change the credit unions, you can change all these settings, and there's more and more applications now that not like payday loans, but there's applications where they wait until your next paycheck and you're able to swing it. There's also been some class action lawsuits against some of these pay applications. There's some that are generally free with a couple fees here or there if you want your funds faster. There's some that were charging egregious fees, and the class action lawsuits against them are well deserved. So there's a whole category of companies that are making a lot of money, boatloads of money. The CEOs, super, super wealthy individuals, and they're taking advantage of Americans. There's a certain limit. Yes, I think these companies should exist. Yes, there is an existence. There's a problem. There is a solution. These companies should exist. However, there should be a cap as to how much money they're able to make without completely destroying someone's credit or completely ruining their financial situation where they're stuck in this loop, never-ending loop, paycheck to paycheck. And trust me, if I ever become rich, I understand the pain of these overdraft fees. I understand the pain of living paycheck to paycheck. I understand the pain of not being able to pay anything on time, and it sucks, and going through bankruptcy. And there's so much I've learned from this, and I'm very excited about this measure. The fact that the banks are coming out and lobbying against this and saying, well, this will reduce overdrafts. No. I do think that they may reduce the overdrafts because they won't want to do it. But to be honest, they're just being greedy. The fact that, no, you're not able to make... No. The real reason is the banks are not going to be willing to do this because they're greedy and they just want more money. It's not going to impact their business. It doesn't cost them almost anything. There is a small little financial cost to every single account that's open. Why do you think banks and credit card companies, there's a lot of deadbeat customers that they call deadbeats because they're not able to make money off of them because they don't use the account and whatnot. They have to make up these phony fees. There is a small cost, right? Paperwork has to be done. You have to have your name in the file. But how much can that really cost? Cents, and you're charging us hundreds of dollars in fees over the course of a year. $1 trillion+ business is suffering because Joe Blow is trying to pay for his food for his kids. No, it's just corporate greed. And that's why we're in cryptocurrency, my friends. That's why we're here. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day and take care. What are your thoughts? Please let me know. And if you're interested in this, personal finance, and more, please consider subscribing and also check out my Volvo Car Sales YouTube channel. I'd greatly appreciate your subscription there. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Take care.